Alright, we good? Rolling. Kerwin.
Hey, Clint.
How you doing?
Unstoppable, mate. How are you?
Unstoppable, love it. Love it. So tell me about Unstoppable, right? I've got one question I'd love for you to give me some clarity on.
Yeah.
Is obviously through what you do, you've seen a lot of people, you've helped a lot of people in business. Now, what I've also noticed in business is the people like take the actions, they'll do things, and then all of a sudden they just explode. Something happens, things change, they start making money, they start taking action, they start showing up. Like, what do you feel is that catalyst and takes them from where
I think everyone's catalyst. I think I refer to Wayne Dyer. He used to call that the shift. And there are so many things that can create that shift. And I think everyone's different. Like for me, I had to nearly die more than half a dozen times. But what's interesting, like a lot of people say, wow, were you just slow? It's like, well, every time I was faced with my mortality, I'd have a different shift, a different shift, a different shift. And I think everyone's shift is different. I had a massive shift when I have a child. But if you look at the masters like Napoleon Hill, who researched this at a very high level, he identified that the most powerful things to create shift was birth, the birth of a child, the death, or the near death of themselves, or the death of someone that was close to them, and new relationships. Like actually meeting someone new that made them, created an inspiration. And that kind of ties into another concept he talked about, which is the power of sex transmutation, where when we meet someone that lights us up internally and activates us at a very deep level, it gives us this level of power that we can express that we didn't perhaps feel we had before without them.
So I can resonate with that because two moments in my life where I shifted into gears was one when I got with my partner Christy.
Yep.
And second when she became pregnant with my son.
Yeah, I know, right?
And it accelerated me. So what about someone that without going, okay, go out and have a baby,
or go out and try and kill yourself?
Yeah. How do you activate that?
Well, life is like Baskin Robbins. Sometimes we've got to go and try a few flavors before we find out what actually lights us up. I think the challenge with most people is they're stuck eating fucking vanilla and chocolate. They go and have ice cream, they have vanilla or chocolate, vanilla or chocolate, vanilla or chocolate. My advice is go and try the rum and raisin, try the white chocolate macadamia, go and try the salted caramel, try every fucking flavor in your basket. I'm not talking about ice cream here, I'm talking about life experiences. Go and skydive, travel to a foreign country, do the things that expose you to different perspectives and unique cultures and unique insights that you wouldn't get just sitting in your own home, because it's when we expose ourselves to more information that we become more conscious. Now, consciousness isn't about sitting in a cave for me and meditating to achieve a higher level of awareness. Consciousness to me is about developing a level of presence in any situation I'm in so I can see more of what's there, so I'm not tied up with what's going on in here. Being present in here allows us to see more of what's going on out there. When we can see more of what's going on out there, we actually get to experience more richness in life. And we're more conscious, we have more experiences, we learn more, there's more lessons, there's just more.
That was power, bro, because I found myself going in my head thinking of the next question. You said, connect in here, I connect in my heart, and I felt the energy and presence of everything. So
I felt that.
Yeah, definitely power. So what I saw from you when you're up on stage sharing your wisdom was that you're very comfortable with who you are and expressing that.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
So have you always been like that?
No, I think one of the reasons I got into speaking in the first place was massive insecurity, and I wanted to, I went to an event and I saw someone, when I was like 21 or 22, I went to this massive event and I saw these guys speaking on stage and I was like, wow, I wanted to do that. And at the time, I think I was wrapped up in the psychology of, I can help people, but the other time was like massive levels of appreciation. And there was this insecure kid that was driven to want to be liked, who never fit in and just wanted lots of people to like him. And when I started speaking, when I originally first started speaking, we're going back almost 20 years ago now, right? I would mold myself and shape my personality to be what the audience wanted to get the response that I wanted. And then I had one day I had a friend take me apart and he goes, dude, you're a fucking chameleon. I don't even know who you are, bro. And it really hit me hard. And I went for a walk, it was in Perth, and I witnessed someone dying right in front of me. And that was a moment I was like, fuck, man, I just want to find out who I am. And I wasn't shortly thereafter, I took off overseas to travel around the world to go to all the spiritual places I could find to find out more about me. And the irony was, it wasn't until the plane touched down that I realized it was an inside job. So for me, it's just learning more about myself. And the way that we become comfortable with ourselves is by spending time with ourselves. And that's something that a lot of people don't like to do. Most people feel so uncomfortable when they spend time by themselves that they have to activate themselves in social media. They have to activate themselves with the internet or videos or porn or alcohol or some form of drugs or a relationship, which is another form of a drug in itself. And, when you spend time by yourself, you get to see all these aspects of yourself that you don't get to see when you're with other people. And that's where you get to really know you, the good and the bad. And that's about the embracement and the acceptance of both sides and realizing no one's perfect. We're all fucked up. It's just the degrees that vary. And the more fucked up we are, the more work we have to do. And that's our karma, that's our dharma, that's a gift. Because if we have to do more work, then we become more. We develop more, and we get the gifts. The reason I am where I am today is because I had a lot of stuff, a lot of baggage, I had a lot of issues, but I also had the desire to work on me and become a better person, and that's what got me to where I am today. And everyone has that because we've all got stuff, you know.
Everyone's got shit.
Some people have chicken, some people have carry on, you know, but we all got stuff.
Yeah. And so how do you shift from like seeing it as baggage to seeing it as an opportunity? Because it's easy to say that.
Yeah, it's conceptually it's easy, but you got to ask the question, like, what is it? Like when I looked at my addictions, I was like, what is the benefit of this? It made me fucking resourceful, man. Like it made me so resourceful, you know, that I was able to do things in a business environment that most people couldn't, because I had this ability to know that, you know, when other people, you know, were in the same situation as me, they couldn't do what I could do because they didn't have the resources that I had. And, you know, it made me more empathetic to other people. It made me have a greater appreciation for understanding the wounds that I had to heal. Because if it wasn't for addiction, the addiction identified the wounds that I had that needed to be healed in order for me to become a whole person. And if I was unconscious to that, I would never have had that opportunity to you know, heal and become a better human being.